In the January 6th article in the Phoenix Business Journal, Axon CEO Rick Smith is continuing his threats to move his company out of Scottsdale if he doesn't get his way. Mr. Smith used the same tactic back in 2020 when he threatened to leave if he didn't get approval for his new headquarters building, which ironically has never been built.
One of the Valley's largest economic development projects may be in search of greener pastures. Axon Enterprise Incorporated CEO Rick Smith confirmed January 6 that the maker of tasers and body-worn cameras is considering alternatives to Scottsdale for its planned mixed-use headquarters campus after project opponents last month gathered thousands of signatures in support of a referendum. Smith also confirmed that Axon has postponed a groundbreaking ceremony that was set to be held January 10th. "We put out notice today that we're going to cancel," Smith told the Business Journal. "It makes no sense to break ground on something that we don't have certainty we'll have the permits to build." The $1.3 billion project, which is set to include nearly 2,000 residential units alongside restaurants, a hotel, and Axon's new headquarters building, was approved by Scottsdale City Council on November 19th. Smith made it clear that Axon's strong preference is to move forward with those plans, but the headquarters campus is no longer a sure bet to rise in Scottsdale, especially if the referendum process drags beyond 2025. Smith added that Axon would likely close our Scottsdale operation and move on if the headquarters campus isn't ultimately approved, which means Arizona could wind up losing one of its largest public companies. Another likelihood is that Axon would sell the roughly 70-acre site where it intends to build its mixed-use vision. That site is currently zoned for industrial uses. Nearly 27,000 signatures in support of a referendum were submitted to the city of Scottsdale on December 21st. The city began the required statutory verification process on December 23rd and has 20 business days to complete the effort, which calls for Scottsdale to review each of the 2,292 petition sheets to ensure they are completed and correctly notarized, among other steps. Any incorrect sheets or signature lines are then removed. Bob Littlefield, a former Scottsdale City Council member and chairman of Taxpayers Against Awful Apartment Zoning Exemptions, supported the effort to gather the referendum signatures. To be clear, TASE is not opposed to Axon building a new headquarters in Scottsdale. That's what was originally promised and that's what was originally approved. But if keeping Axon in Scottsdale means capitulating to the largest apartment complex in city history, that's not going to happen. States and municipalities from across the country have been keeping tabs on Axon's efforts in Scottsdale over the past year, said the company's land use attorney Charles Huelmantel of Huelmantel and Affiliates. Other cities and states have been watching this carefully for the last year and keep in contact with us regularly, and we certainly heard from all of them since the referendum process started, Huelmantel said.
So, true to form, the bullies that tried to intimidate residents who wanted to sign the petition are now thinking they can bully the new council to cave to their demands. It will be interesting to see if a compromise is in the works. Schwab investment strategists rate Axon stock as a sell, giving it an F rating. An F rating means that this stock is expected to strongly underperform the market. An investor holding an F-rated stock should consider whether it is appropriate to eliminate that stock from his or her portfolio. An investor would not usually consider an F-rated stock for purchase.